South Carolina controls the opening tip. Here is the #1 team in the nation.
The Howard Bison in a 2-3 zone.
Boston over in the corner, top to Zaya Cook for three. Let's look at today's starting lineups. They're brought to you by Capital One. Howard, it was a tough battle against Incarnate Word 2 days ago. Chris Marsh for this team was so impressive, her relentlessness inside.
And on the glass, Bison team as a whole had 21 offensive rebounds.
That was Ayanna Warren. She's wearing #3 today for Howard, missing the shot. Victoria Saxton inside right now for South Carolina. Leah Boston will take the three.
Well, Howard's doing what every other team tries to do when they play South Carolina. They're going to pack it in the paint. They're going to dare South Carolina to take outside shots.
This is a Howard team that has some tough defense. They're 9th in the nation in field goal percentage defense, and Ty Harris, their head coach, has done a great job of putting in this matchup zone, but we've seen them go to different looks.
They go to the matchup zone, but they also can extend it 3/4 court, and it's very scout specific. Yes, it's a zone, but if you have what we call green players, and that means they have the green light to shoot the basketball, you'll shade closer to those people. Otherwise, you pack it in, put yourself in good rebounding position.
Brooklyn Fort Davis just short off the front of the iron. Bree Beal up the floor, up ahead to Destiny Henderson, the short corner. Ayanna Warren trying to get around Victoria Saxton. Not an easy thing to do. Saxton has one of the longest wingspans on the team.
And one of the things Howard has to know is this is one of the best shot blocking teams in the country. South Carolina averages almost 8 blocks a game.
They're best in the country, #1. Zaya Cook's been standing in the corner for a minute, but misses the shot. Bree Beal through 2 defenders. All kinds of traffic.
Bully ball.
I knew it was coming. Not even 3 minutes in, we got some bully ball.
Oh, and that's what's going to happen from the three. A lot of from the three position. A lot of attention is focused on the post, and so Bree Beal's got to get those trash baskets.
Destiny Henderson in the corner. Howard daring South Carolina to shoot it from the outside. Destiny Henderson leads South Carolina in made threes.
She's shooting 41% from the arc.
Woo,
that's hot.
A hot hand. Chrislyn Marsh in and out just inside the three-point line. Destiny Henderson again, air ball.
Look, when you're playing South Carolina, you got to play the odds, play the percentages. You look at how many points they get in the paint, you've got to pack it inside, force them to make jumpers.
Yeah, paint points are the bread and butter. As much as you love DePrado's pimento cheese from here in Columbia, that's how much South Carolina loves paint points.
No, it's the Ghost pimento cheese.
Okay, excuse me.
Yes.
Zaya Cook 0 for 3 to start. South Carolina 2 for 9 as a team. Up ahead to Beal. Victoria Saxton, the board, the putback.
That's the strength of South Carolina. Their ability to create extra possessions and those second chance points.
Turnover. Up ahead to Beal. Get you some, Bree Beal.
Did I say bully ball? It's not just on the glass, but in transition. Number 12 coming down the court. She's got strength. She has the ability to finish. Bree Beal, big guard for South Carolina.
Bree Beal, since she stepped foot on South Carolina's campus, she's been in the starting lineup because of her defense, because of her effort plays. Not because of her offense, but we're starting to see that grow more and more. And Dawn Staley told us at the SEC tournament she was going to give her SEC Coach of the Year trophy to Bree Beal because she wants her to know how valuable she is as a player.
Bree Beal's #1 assignment when she came to South Carolina was that she was going to be put on the best player on the opponent's team. So she's had to defend the likes of Kristen Williams at Connecticut, Chloe Bibby, Maryland, Ryan Howard of Kentucky. She's kept all of them below their average.
Dawn Staley's crew has been tested. They have only lost twice this year, both on buzzer beaters. They have won 11 games against ranked opponents, and they're out to a 10-0 lead here in their first game of the NCAA tournament. Zaya Cook still hunting for her first made bucket. Victoria Saxton.
You know, I asked Dawn Staley about shot selection, and she said, or the number of shots the perimeter players take. She said, I'm okay with our perimeter players taking shots from the outside when they're the expected shots. Because when it's the expected shots, her teammates, the rest of the team can be in the position to get the rebounds. It's the unexpected ones that Dawn Staley does not like.
South Carolina already has 11 rebounds, 5 of those offensive. Letitia Mehier.
See, that's what I'm talking about. That's a good shot because you have your post players inside to get the rebound, give yourself a second chance opportunity.
This is Destiny Howell, Howard's leading scorer. She had a tough shooting day yesterday, just 4 of 17 from the field. Letitia Mehier called for a foul, but it has been all Gamecocks early. 12 straight for the ladies in Garnet.
Shots are going to have to fall for South Carolina.
Destiny Howell trying to get going off of the screen. Rebound for Howard. Howard 0 for 8 to start the game.
When South Carolina has Destiny Littleton in the game, that's a three-point shooter. Number 11 in white.
Bree Hall is also checked into the game. She has the basketball right now for Carolina. Hall will take the 3. South Carolina just 1 for 9 from behind the arc to start.
Yeah, Destiny Henderson's the only one that's hit one today.
Anjanae Hutton with the basketball for the Bison. And no foul, it'll be South Carolina ball. You can see Howard's trying to run things to get Destiny Howell open. She is their leading scorer, averaging 13 points per game.
And she went to the bench early yesterday with early foul trouble, never able to get into a rhythm. They've got to really get the ball to her quick, and she's got to be ready to catch and shoot.
She was the most outstanding player of the MEAC tournament. Ooh, tough shot for Destiny Littleton, way too much. Gia Thorpe misses. And now a scoring drought on both ends. Ayana Warren pushing. Now Letitia Mehier bringing up the ball, dumps it off to Victoria Saxton. Give her the bucket.
Letitia Mehier is one of the most versatile players on this South Carolina team. She's played point to 4, leading the break, finding Saxton. That may just be the boost that South Carolina needs.
It's 10 paint points now for South Carolina. 5 of their 6 made field goals have been in the paint. Victoria Saxton, the captain, the senior at the free throw line. Howard basketball. Aaliyah Boston coming back into the game. Hasn't scored yet, but has 3 rebounds. She'll stand at the scorer's table and wait to come in.
Be interesting to see if Dawn moves Aaliyah Boston to a 3 spot because of them, Howard being able to really pack it in the paint in the half-court defense.
Amihir to Henny to Amihir. She can't finish, but she will get some free throws. Look, we've seen Letitia Amihir handle the basketball. There were 3 games where Destiny Henderson was out, and they put Letitia Amihir at the point.
Well, and I think having those two able to run the team, run the floor, I think with this lineup as well, you're going to see Amihir now run the point. This is similar to the lineup of what they went to in the Bahamas. When Raven Johnson, the freshman who was supposed to be the backup point guard, went down with that knee injury, Dawn Staley made the adjustment to putting Letitia Amihir as that backup point guard option.
We asked her about that yesterday, and she said, look, I like it. At the 4, I see where everybody's moving, so I know the plays pretty well because I know where the guards are going.
But she feels like she's more confident with the ball in her hand, starting the offense.
Now that's how you get your first points.
You got to go to Boston.
What a beautiful move. The leading candidate, one of the candidates for National Player of the Year.
Now she is the leading candidate. One of the most efficient players in the game. And you look at the success that she has had versus the most ranked teams. 11-0 versus ranked teams.
In her career, or against ranked opponents, she averages 17.5 points per game, 12 rebounds, 3 blocks. That is against ranked teams.
And the versatility, and you watch her direct traffic. Look, the pass, she sees the floor. She's so smart.
It's not just always going up and getting the bucket for Boston. It's how she gets her other teammates involved.
What do you call that? The traffic controller?
Air traffic control.
Air traffic control at the airport. That's Aaliyah Boston for South Carolina.
Ayanna Warren with the first points for Howard. Offensive foul on Lily Grissett.
We're talking about court vision, court awareness of Aaliyah Boston. Recognizes Destiny Littleton down in the corner pocket. She's able to knock it down.
Ooh, you got yourself a corner pocket.
Copy from the best.
Okay, all right.
Sign of flattery.
I see you. Up ahead to Grissett. Gia Thorpe wasn't going to make it easy. This is a player, this is a hustle player for Howard. When we talk about Gia Thorpe, you see she's got that shoulder wrapped. She's got everything wrapped. A wrap on her knee, wrap on her hand. She'll be the first one on the floor.
She broke a pinky, dislocated a pinky. She's dislocated a shoulder. She had shoulder surgery on the other shoulder, and she's still out here, and she'll be the one diving on the floor and in the stands on any play necessary.
Took Howard almost 8 minutes to find its first bucket, and Gia Thorpe, it's going to be a tough shot. Any shot inside is going to be tough against the height of South Carolina. First foul called on Thorpe.
Like there are 4 players ready to come in and still unable to stop Aaliyah Boston.
And a tough miss for Destiny Howell.
Now, Aaliyah Boston has scored or assisted on South Carolina's last 7 points.
4 points, 3 rebounds for Boston.
It's like when she came back in the game, then the offense started working.
Zaya Cook still has not hit a shot yet. This will stay with South Carolina, point 4.
Catch and shoot. Catch and shoot. It's the only time you have.
South Carolina outscoring Howard by 20 in the first 10 minutes. When we come back, how Dawn Staley has changed everything in Columbia. Staley has completely transformed this program in her 14th season. There were 17 seasons before Coach Staley arrived in Columbia. She has won 12 SEC titles. The Gamecocks picked up their 6th regular season title this year. Been in the Final Four 3 of the last 7 NCAA tournaments. 1 national title, but remember when 2020 happened and the tournament got canceled, South Carolina was projected to be the #1 team and the #1 seed in that tournament. So what could have been, we'll never know, but right now they're the #1 overall seed in this tournament. And let's take a look now at how Dawn Staley is achieving the impossible. It's brought to you by Adidas. She is the first head coach to beat Gino, Tara, and Kim Mulkey in a single season. She's done that this year.
It's just amazing what Dawn has built. And on this year's team, she has 2 #1 recruiting classes, one from 3 years ago and then the group that are juniors now and the freshman class that is on this roster now. I mean, that's greatness attracts greatness, and so players that want to be good and are the best in the country are coming to play here in South Carolina.
And that's not always easy to balance all that talent.
It isn't. No, it's not. And she talks about how she has conversations with parents. She is very honest with the players, because when you are stars coming off your high school team and you're expected to play big minutes, when you're playing with so much talent on your team, you're not going to get the same minutes that you had in high school. I know when I coached the Orlando Miracle, Doc Rivers was coaching the Orlando Magic, and he said, you know, everybody's going to get minutes. What you do with them, that's up to you.
Yep. Another rebound, another second chance point for South Carolina, who has already dominated this game as Howard has started 1 for 17 from the field.
And that offensive rebound put back by Lily Grissett. And Lily is a player that came back, got hurt at the end of last year, and she has really worked her way back to make her contributions here at South Carolina.
Definitely a fan favorite, too. I feel like when she comes in the game, people cheer for Lily.
Well, because she's battled through those injuries, and they really wanted to see her experience success on the court.
Brooklyn Fort Davis trying to go around Boston. This will be South Carolina ball. Aaliyah Boston, 6 points, 4 rebounds.
I loved about that. Lily Grissett, when she caught it, there was no doubt, no question in her mind what she was going to do with the basketball, but get the ball to Boston.
Boston with the steal. Zaya Cook's first points. Janae Hutton. Lily Grissett. South Carolina's lead growing and growing. Look, this Howard team has had a fantastic year, 21-9 overall. They win 11-3 in the MEAC. They won their 11th MEAC title, and that's a conference record. Last year in that conference tournament championship game, they lost to North Carolina A&T, and they did not forget that feeling of what it was like to not make the tournament. The run continues for the Gamecocks. 5 straight made buckets for Carolina. 5 rebounds as she's trying to help South Carolina advance. And just looking at the top 2 seeds in each region, Iowa is the #2 seed in this region. So look, a lot has to happen, but there's a chance that we could see Aaliyah Boston and Caitlin Clark match up. Yes, please.
But you're right in that a lot has to happen.
Yes.
You have Miami that's sitting there waiting to play the winner of this game. Iowa, should they advance, they've got to go through Iowa State.
Right.
So there's no easy trip to that meeting between these two teams.
And Miami had a really nice game earlier today. They took down South Florida. You see Katie Meyer watching and scouting South Carolina and Howard because they will get the winner of this game on Sunday. 5 players for Miami in double figures, and everybody scored.
I was so impressed with the depth of the Miami Hurricanes and the versatility of which they were able to score. Transition in the paint from the 3.
Lily Grissett, the rebound, the putback. That's happened a few times today already for South Carolina. 12 second chance points. Brooklyn Fort Davis traveled. I'm talking to Don Staley yesterday. The last game that South Carolina had, it was Kentucky beating them with the last-second shot in the SEC Tournament Championship game. And we asked her, you know, what did your team learn from that? What did you take away from that? And they took some time to reflect on themselves.
Well, and she said what they really had to remind themselves that they're a really good team.
Yeah.
And they've got a lot of talent, a lot of pieces, and they've forgotten that, but they have been reminded of that, and now they have been able to reset, refine, and be able to refocus as they make their run here in the NCAA tournament.
Travel on Howard. When South Carolina is at its best, what's happening?
The ball is moving, and they are looking for the best shots for each other. They're defending, they're blocking shots, they're getting out in transition. They've seen every style to try to stop them. They have seen basic zone defenses. They've seen junk, triangle and 2. They have seen full court pressure, man to man, and they have found ways to win in so many different ways.
Like Coach Staley told us, the 2 losses we have were to buzzer beaters.
They were.
It's self-inflicted.
Yes.
That's Missouri and Kentucky, the only 2 teams this year that have been able to defeat South Carolina, both unranked opponents.
But to play them close, here's the thing that have the similarities of Missouri and Kentucky, having that stretch 4 that has the ability to shoot the 3.
Boston with the block.
Warren goes inside, but Boston says, no, no, no. Not here. Not in the CLA.
That's Colonial Life Arena if you're not in the know.
Thank you.
Yep. The 2 from Boston. Pretty. Both ends of the floor. Aaliyah Boston affects the game. Kaya Creek shot rattles out. It took almost 8 minutes for Howard to score, and they haven't scored since. Another offensive rebound. And it'll be Aaliyah Boston at the free throw line. This woman can make some plays.
When number 4 is on the floor, you gotta find her. When you catch it, you gotta know where you're going to, because when you do it, she's gonna pay it off to team.
Shots coming for the All-American.
Double-double watch. She already has 9 points, 6 rebounds.
Boston coming into this game with 24 straight double-doubles. That's an SEC record.
Now the national record,
33.
Do you know by who?
Yes, Courtney Paris of Oklahoma.
Dropping knowledge, Lyle.
She has a great name. Can't forget it. This has been tough for Howard.
It has. I mean, we've got the defense of South Carolina. Not only how good they are defensively, their length also is a problem for Howard to be able to execute anything offensively. With South Carolina being the top shot blocking team in the country, Howard's looking to try to create perimeter shots, but they're just haven't been there.
Skip pass to Bree Beal for two. Yeah, rebounding has been a big factor to South Carolina's success too against this Howard team. 33 rebounds to just 13 for Howard. And South Carolina is first in the nation in rebounding margin. They're out rebounding opponents 17-2.
Yeah, rebounding and free throw shooting has been working well for Howard. But if you're selling for outside shots against South Carolina, you're not going to get an opportunity to get the free throw line. Look at her. Look at Bree Beal go to work. Oh.
Look, she's come out and been a difference maker early for South Carolina.
She always is. And it may not be things that show up in the stat sheet. We talked about her defending the best player on the opponent's team. It's also getting on the glass, moving the basketball, sacrificing her own offense for the benefit of the team.
Bree Beal coming in was the number 11 overall recruit, a 3-time Gatorade Player of the Year, and of course a McDonald's All-American, just like 10 of her other teammates on this South Carolina roster. Tisha Me here for three.
Well, and Ty Grace, she cleared the bench. She brought Destiny Howell to the bench, their top scorer. She hadn't been back in.
And it took Howard almost 8 minutes to score, and that was towards the end of the first quarter. Bree Beal gets fouled. Reminder, the NCAA Men's Championship first round continues today on CBS, TBS, TNT, and True TV. For more information on tournament game times and listings, go to ncaa.com. We've already seen, this is our second game here in Columbia. It was Miami getting the win over USF in the first game, so they will play on Sunday, the winner of this game. But we've got games all through the night. We're still going to see the defending national champion is coming up later tonight at Stanford.
Get to see Stanford play tonight. There's some good games. You have Iowa, Illinois State. I'm looking forward to seeing the Florida Gulf Coast and Virginia Tech.
FGCU could be dangerous.
Yeah, Kristen Bell, a phenomenal, versatile player, score inside and out. They shoot the three. That's going to be one heck of a ball game. The other one is Arkansas-Utah. Talk about shooting a three.
Oh,
play.
yes.
Yeah.
All day. Are you allowed to take a 2-point in that game?
No. Stay outside the arc. You know, Ty Grace, when she was talking to her team yesterday and she was going through the offensive things they needed to do, and she said, you can't be scared. You've got to be able to come in, and you also have to bring the effort. And she said, otherwise, look, why step on the court?
Victoria Saxton on the boards. Zia Cook, it's been a struggle for her to start this game. 1 for 9 from the field, 0 for 7 from 3, and we saw her struggle some in the SEC tournament.
Yeah, her offense has been up and down, and you've seen a player like Zia Cook. She's a star. I mean, I've watched her play her whole career. She's a great player, and you know that she's getting frustrated with herself because it gets harder. Yeah, the longer you go, it gets harder and harder and harder. And we heard Dawn Staley in practice yesterday when Zia shot the ball. She missed a shot, and Dawn was quick to say, that's a good shot, and it looked good. Because Zia's got to start getting her own confidence back.
Yeah.
And the only thing I've seen her, she stayed after practice yesterday. She stayed after shoot-around this morning.
She was the last one on the floor warming up for South Carolina.
So it's not lack of effort.
Yeah.
Now it's just a matter of confidence. And sometimes that won't come until you just see the ball go through the cylinder and you go, oh yeah, that's what it feels like. And then it will continue, you know, that basket will start to get bigger and bigger and bigger. Those shots will get easier.
Yeah, this is an All-American we're talking about. Was a WBCA All-American honorable mention last season. Was an AP honorable mention All-American this season. Ayanna Warren at the free throw line for Howard. She's got their only 2 points today. Make it 3.
When you talk about players that go through a shooting slump, and I've seen this happen, and a lot of times players can get out of that when they start focusing on somebody else instead of being so self-inwardly going, my shot's not falling, I'm trying to make that right. Do something else. Get an extra rebound. Make that extra assist. Get a defensive stop. And take so much of the focus off of that shot, and you'll notice that it'll come back.
Bree Hall.
You see there were 3 white jerseys inside the rebound. Again, another expected shot. Then you have the rebounders.
Possession arrow pointing to Howard. South Carolina led 22-2 after the first quarter. And that lead has continued to grow. Fewest points and a half, by the way, 8 points by Prairie View against Baylor. That was back in 2011 in the first round. That's the NCAA tournament record right now. Bree Hall, layup, free throw line.
This freshman is going to be special. She has tremendous length. She also is aggressive and plays with a lot of confidence. And she doesn't step on the floor like a freshman. She gets down the floor. She gets involved in the offense as if she's a junior or senior.
Yeah, she really was a contributor in the SEC tournament as well. Averaged 4.3 points per game. But she only averages 2 points a game on the season. So her numbers went up, and she's getting some more playing time as this season has gone on.
But you look at the length
yeah.
she's able to bring defensively. The energy that she brings to the floor.
Destiny Littleton. And another offensive rebound for South Carolina. That's 19 offensive rebounds.
See, against a zone as well, use ball screening action.
"13 seconds in a first half that has been dominated by the Gamecocks. Howard has struggled with South Carolina's size. 1 for 26 from the field to start for Howard. Jump ball possession arrow to South Carolina, 1.2 seconds.
You got to look for Destiny Littleton.
It's number 11 in white.
That's your shooter from the perimeter, because you also have the lob to the post.
Rattles out, but it doesn't matter. It's a 40-point lead for South Carolina at the half. Aaliyah Boston looking for that 25th straight double-double. She has 10 points, 6 rebounds. South Carolina up big. Let's get it back to the studio with Elle. We love our teammates, we support our teammates, and we are one.
Absolutely.
Two minutes into this third quarter here, it has been South Carolina the whole way in this first round game at the NCAA championship. The winner will get Miami on Sunday. Aaliyah Boston, that is her 9th rebound. She's got 10 points to go with it. Needs one more for her 25th straight double-double. Zaya Cook on the baseline. And Destiny Henderson will reset.
That's a good decision with Bree Beal, not forcing it up through traffic, but kicking out. You got to reset, find a good open look.
Cook just short, 25 in a row for Aaliyah Boston. You think the crowd knows?
I love how educated the fans are here in Columbia, South Carolina. They knew what a run Aaliyah Boston is on with those double-doubles.
In a row. She has just been that consistent force for South Carolina. You know what you're getting with Aaliyah Boston.
Well, and not only is she a force to get the double-double, but when you are struggling to score baskets or you need offense to happen, you can get the ball to Aaliyah Boston, and good things start to roll for South Carolina.
That is an SEC record, as we mentioned in the first half. The record for consecutive all-time is 33 in a row by Courtney Paris of Oklahoma.
You hear Aaliyah Boston directing traffic as she is the trail post in the offense.
How much does that change the game when you have that coming from your post player?
Well, they needed that leadership on the floor, a vocal leader, and Aaliyah Boston has evolved into that. It's been fun to watch her every year as she's developed from her freshman, sophomore to coming into her junior year, and she's picked up something different in each year to become a better player.
That was a great take by Brooklyn Fort Davis. Boston the double team on her. She's used to that by now. Saxton down low to Boston. Saxton getting the rebound.
And we were talking about the improvements from Aaliyah Boston, and one of the things that she did this summer is she spent some time with Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan's best friend and her father's best friend happened to be the same person. And
how convenient.
He connected the two, and Aaliyah Boston went to San Antonio, spent about a week down at Tim Duncan's house and worked out. They has a gym at his house and all, and they really talked about areas about where she could improve her game. And I asked him, I said, what area do you feel like she improved the most or really wanted to know about? And he said it really just happened organically. He said the thing that we talked about more than anything was court awareness, understanding you're the best player on the floor. You are going to attract the most attention. Now, how do you handle that and read situations of how to take advantage of that?
And there's a difference, too, as to being a superstar player and being a good teammate and being both. And Aaliyah Boston is both of those things. It's been funny to watch in the press conferences this year when there's other South Carolina players up there with Aaliyah Boston and something happens. She sets the double-double streak in the SEC, and the other players turn to her and go, wow.
Yeah.
That's in the press conference.
Oh, yeah. That was Zaya Cook with the wow. And then Sanaya Rivers said, you can smile a little bit.
Yeah,
like
it's
you
okay.
And enjoy it. But she's has so much humility. She's the last person that would ever be braggadocious or cocky. She's just hungry.
Braggadocious?
Yeah, that's an SAT word.
You made that up.
Oh, no, that's a fantastic word. Let me tell you, Webster just took notes when he was watching the broadcast and put it in the dictionary.
Oh, my gosh. "53 rebounds for South Carolina. 5 seconds, 4 seconds. Henderson with the ball. Cook's got to let it fly. Another rebound.
That's where South Carolina just hurt you. They have the ability to create those extra possessions.
Destiny Henderson, her second 3-ball.
The two-step, when she gets that left, right.
You feel it.
Yeah, it's going to be going
right in your soul. It's coming in. Aaliyah Boston with the rejection. Boston's got that 25th straight double-double. The SEC record just keeps growing.
Boy, if you like block shots, you have come to the right place. And gets absolutely swatted.
Aaliyah Boston right there saying,
Blocked by Boston. And gets denied by Aaliyah Boston.
It is a symphony when Aaliyah Boston plays. She has her 25th straight double-double, extending the SEC record. And, of course, it is our Capital One rewarding performance. How could you not give it to her?
The offense for South Carolina was a little stagnant when number 4 came back in the game. Dawn Staley ran the offense through her, and Aaliyah Boston made it happen. It was just another day at the office, but a great performance by Aaliyah Boston.
This has been South Carolina the entire way. They only gave up 4 points in the first half. That's a new NCAA tournament low. And now South Carolina, with a sizable lead, can use some time to develop this bench that has been critical for them.
Well, and getting to a rhythm, because you never know, foul trouble could come about. Heaven forbid if there be an injury, but for the younger players to have the experience to be on the court and play without one of the 5 starters on the floor with them, this is a valuable experience.
And Aaliyah Boston, you see, she's still going to be talking to her teammates, still directing traffic, even from the bench.
Always. That's what your leaders do. They don't stop. You want to make sure your voice is constantly being heard.
Fouls on Bree Hall. And we talked about it in that Miami game. Miami's got has really good depth as well. They're already playing on Sunday, the winner of this game. Depth will be critical to make a long run because the opponents are just going to keep better and better, and they're going to know you better and better as you go along.
There's one player specifically for Miami that I'm looking at, and that's Destiny Harden.
Yeah.
She's that stretch 4 that can shoot the 3. She didn't play a lot today. But that is, those kind of teams are teams that I'm sure South Carolina has worked on in these last 2 weeks since the SEC tournament to understand how to defend. And then how can you take advantage of that? Because if Harden is playing the 4, if it is South Carolina that they play on Sunday, how do they take advantage of that mismatch?
What's been the key for those 4 players like a Dre Edwards or like a Haley Frank at Missouri that allows them to have success?
Well, you have a lot of ball screen action, penetration happens. When you have a post player that can pick and pop and the rotation is not there, that's where those open shots are.
Letitia Amie here handling the ball right now for South Carolina and gets fouled. Second foul on Kanaya Harris. If you look inside Colonial Life Arena right now, there are a lot of fans here. This is the middle of the afternoon on a Friday. I mean, you talk about what Dawn Staley has built on the floor at South Carolina, but what about in the stands, the FAMs, as they call them?
I saw on Twitter where some people were saying that they didn't know if they could get off work, and Dawn was tweeting about, well, I'll write you a note, get you a permission slip.
I think that would work in the state of South Carolina.
Absolutely. This is what you do. You say, well, I'm going to lunch, and then I'm going to work from home.
Right.
Then just make sure the TV camera doesn't catch you in the stands.
And then you just log into the free Wi-Fi and the CLA.
Oh, that's true. You can pull your laptop, but you could be working from in the arena.
South Carolina has been first in the nation in attendance the last 7 seasons. We were here for College Game Day when they played Tennessee.
That was a great atmosphere.
Yeah.
So much fun. Sharing the basketball, and Lily Grissett recognizing Bree Hall on the backside. When the ball moves for South Carolina, great things happen.
Hall back to Grissett, trying to pay off the favor. And Sanaya Fagan under the basket.
You know, a player that doesn't get a lot of credit, I don't feel, for South Carolina that should, is Victoria Saxon. You talked about her early and being the team captain. She rebounds the basketball. She defends. She'll dive on the floor, out of bounds. And I said, where did that energy come from? And she said, my heart. And she didn't just say, like, this is something I'm supposed to say. You could feel it, that that was where she got it from. And I said, well, both your parents played. She said, do you get it from your mom or your dad? She said, well, I get my calmness from my dad, but the fire you see, oh, that's all mom.
Oh, love it. Victoria Saxton has been a captain on this team since sophomore year, I believe. This is her 3rd year being a captain for South Carolina, and that says a lot, being named captain as a sophomore, for just how much she means to this team. Hall. Nope. And there's Saxton fighting for the rebound with Brooklyn Ford Davis.
Their player went out in the hallway.
It's Nyla Cooper for Howard. So they'll sub her out and take a look at Cooper. Anaya Wilson checks in for Howard. Me here up ahead and loses it. 31.3 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter. Winner gets Miami Sunday.
Howard, it's just been so hard to find. When you look at the length and every player that's matched up, there's a sizable height advantage.
And Lily Grissett, did you see her? One shot.
She's like, I know. You don't need to tell me.
Yeah.
Hold the phone.
It's Hall. Got it. Colonial Life Arena's loving what their Gamecocks are doing. 60-8. South Carolina.
Important it was to have the first 4, and teams that play so hard, their only opportunity to get in the tournament is to win their conference tournament. Said a lot of times when you're in the Power 5, you've built a program, you take that for granted. And she said it's bigger than that. It's more about the experience and understanding. Oh! Olivia Thompson gets the 3! But understanding how nationally, what this tournament means to teams that don't, it's not given that they get to have this opportunity to play.
Yeah, and Howard is one of those examples. If you don't win your conference tournament, you're probably not coming to the NCAA tournament, and it was last year that they lost in the conference championship game, so they remembered that feeling. But Jeff Dowell, the head coach of Incarnate Word, he tweeted at Coach Staley that we'd love to take a picture with you. We're going to be at the Asia Wilson statue tomorrow. That was on Thursday, yesterday. And she said, absolutely. Of course, Champ was right in tow.
Well, and then later, Dawn tweeted Jamie Means, that was a player that took a break to concentrate on her studies because she's going to medical school. Dawn Staley tweeted, I got to meet Jamie Means.
How cool is that?
That's super cool.
Just the whole experience for all these young women that have worked so hard to get to this point and to have that opportunity.
Well, and you've got Ty Grace, who is one of over 70 coaches that Dawn Staley sent a piece of her net to. And Ty said that when they won they got the piece of the net, then they won their conference championship, then the bracket came out and she saw that she was actually going to be coming to South Carolina. She looked forward to being able to have that conversation and really in person thank Dawn for giving her that piece of the net.
Howard came into this game 14-2 over their last 16 contests. Sanaya Fagan.
She's going to be really good as she continues, Sanaya Fagan, to mature and grow from this freshman season, playing against the likes of Aaliyah Boston. That's going to be a great post player.
Oh, the elevation and the swish from Anaya Wilson.
Now Howard more into a straight 2-3 zone.
Anaya Russell with the rebound.
I love to watch Olivia Thompson. She enjoys her opportunity to be here at South Carolina. You watch her, she's a player. There's Fagan again on the finish. Thompson doesn't get a lot of minutes, but you watch her in practice. She is involved in every play. She brings the energy on the court and during the game on the bench. She is the biggest cheerleader for her team.
Thompson at the bottom of your screen, number 0 in white.
Oh, she's got to look for a shot.
Inside to Fagan. You mentioned Dawn Staley giving a piece of her net. Over 70 black female coaches is who she sent a piece of her national championship net to. Joni Taylor, Niele Ivey, Yolette Mathie-McEwen at Ole Miss are just some of them. Adia Barnes at Arizona, and also Ty Grace at Howard. And she brought it here with her, packed it right in her bag to come to the NCAA tournament.
She carried it here, and when she was talking about what that meant for her, when she received that from Dawn, she got verklempt. She got really worked up and emotional. It just meant so much to her.
And it started, Carolyn, you gave a piece of your national championship net to Dawn.
That was just a secret passing of the net between Dawn and I, but after she won the championship in 2017, she shared that. She took her piece of the net to the press conference and shared that with the rest of the country. And she has taken it a step further.
Kaya Creek with three.
Kaya Creek yesterday, I got to do Instagram takeover with her.
Oh, yeah.
And that was really fun. She said, how would you feel about being on the other side? Now, I'm asking you the questions. I said, absolutely, I'm all about it. She did a great job.
I ask you crazy questions all the time.
I just thought that was part of the job.
Yeah. Melissa Weselick, elbow.
Perfect. I love to see these players that don't get a lot of minutes, but when they come in, they know exactly where they're supposed to be. The execution right on point. know, the score is not what Ty Grace would like to have seen, but it is tremendous experience for her players and for her program. It helps you in a recruiting tool as well, when you know that you are going to put your team in a position to compete and you can continue to build. Look, with the transfer portal, like, these are programs that can really do some damage, build their programs to compete and go past not just the first game, but second game and possibly get to that second weekend.
And this Howard team is going to have some pieces coming back too. Anjanae Hutton is just a sophomore. She was a All-MEAC first team selection. Destiny Howell, their leading scorer, is just a sophomore as well. Was the most outstanding player of the conference tournament. Now, this has been South Carolina's ball game. They only gave up 4 points in the first half, and Sanaya Fagan is just giving us a taste of what she can do. She's got 8 points, hasn't missed a shot.
She understands positioning. She likes physical play. She runs the floor. She's ideal for the South Carolina system.
And look at all the posts she's had to practice against every day.
And she's gone against Aaliyah Boston, Camila Cardoso, Victoria Saxon. That practice is a battle.
Oh, Olivia! The South Carolina bench.
They are so happy for her. Look, that's love on a team. That's great chemistry.
Inside to Fagan, and she gets fouled. You think the bench was fired up on that Olivia Thompson bucket? Look, you don't get this reaction every day. Hang on, Lily Grissett. Things are happening in Columbia. The Gamecocks loving it right now.
Austin, she is second in the country. Caitlin Clark, is it number 12?
17.
17. Now, listen, this is what I love about the debate is everybody's talking about women's basketball.
Exactly.
What I don't like about the debate is you don't have to tear down one player to build up the other. The great exciting thing for me is you've got great talent in women's basketball to be able to have the debate about.
Yeah, exactly. And you got to see Aaliyah Boston in this game get her 25th consecutive double-double, which is an SEC record. If you haven't seen Caitlin Clark, she is coming up next when Illinois State takes on Iowa. So that game will be coming up at the top of the hour after we're done here in Columbia.
Well, you got to hurry up. Go get the car.
Why do I have to go get the car?
Because
it is not that cold here.
I know, but you're small and you can dart in and out of people, and then I'll get there.
Okay.
You're petite and shifty.
Thank you.
Slippery.
Wow, I feel great.
Anaya Russell getting her score on.
South Carolina, of course, the #1 overall seed. When you look at the other #1 seeds, that would be NC State, Louisville, Stanford. Anybody have the depth like South Carolina does?
NC State? That's a good question. Stanford. Stanford's got the depth. They do. And they've got the returning most outstanding player of the Final Four in Haley Jones, and Cameron Brink, now a sophomore, playing great for the Cardinal.
Oh, goodness. Ooh. Man, the arena would have blown up if she had hit that. But if you haven't seen Stanford, they're coming up today too. What a first day of the first round. Stanford's going to play at 10 p.m. Eastern tonight on ESPN2. They'll face Montana State.
That's why I love when you have the app and you can just set up all your apparatuses and watch all the games at the same time.
Yep, we will have like 4 iPads out after this game.
No doubt.
No doubt, 100%. Bounces around and out. Look, South Carolina had been waiting almost 2 weeks to play since they were upset by Kentucky in the SEC Tournament Championship game. It was a last-second shot by Dre Edwards that took down the Gamecocks, and they have come out and dominated.
They have, but I'm sitting here thinking, what is Miami thinking as they're watching this game of what they need to do? And you know, with the way that South Carolina started out, not hitting perimeter shots, will that be a way that Miami starts their defensive strategy of whether they pack the paint? But also, I think that South Carolina kind of knew what was going to happen today.
Yeah.
They watched Miami's play earlier. Now they will understand there's going to be another level of defense. Miami has height. They've got weapons. They're going to have to come in with another focus for Sunday.
Look, yeah, I mean, Miami's got that length, like you said. I mean, that's going to be interesting to see how that affects South Carolina. And Miami is a hot team. Made that run in the ACC tournament all the way to their first ACC tournament championship game appearance, where they lost to NC State, who is a 1 seed.
When you talked about the #1 teams that have depth, Miami's got that depth. They had,
yes,
10 players that scored today that came in the game. South Carolina, everybody that has played in the game today has scored except for Cardoso. So, you know, this is going to be a well-matched
Sunday showdown.
You know what I'm saying?
I do. Let's check out today's player of the game, brought to you by Orgain Protein, and it is Aaliyah Boston. 10 points, 12 rebounds, 3 blocks, 25 straight double-doubles for Boston.
She got that in about 3 quarters. 2.5, actually.
Gamecocks all the way. No doubt, Dawn Staley's crew, a huge first-round victory, 79-21 over Howard. We'll see them on Sunday in the second round.
Well, and South Carolina did what they do, and that is they got on the glass, they got the paint points. After their offense got going, they got on a roll a little bit, but they're going to have to be a lot sharper come Sunday.
Aaliyah Boston, 10 points, 12 boards, 2 players in double figures, and as we told you, only 1 player who played for South Carolina did not score in this game. It's a 79-21 victory for South Carolina. They advance, and this is our Sunday matchup. We told you it's going to be a spicy Sunday in Colonial Life Arena.
It's going to be a good balance of post play inside, the guard play. Jalea Williams going against Destiny Henderson. Are the threes going to be falling for both teams? Who's going to dominate the paint points? It's going to be a fun one to call.